Hello my people, welcome back to this amazing channel where we do an amazing broadcast and amazing content that is educational. There is no other place you can get such educational content other than here. And so for that reason, I'd like to ask you to subscribe to this channel so that we can go along as we learn and learn and learn. So today, I want us to talk about a very amazing topic that is so real and happening to our people around here. So our young people have engaged in something we call masturbation. All right, it is so much rampant among our young people, and so many people are into it. In fact, a bigger percentage of our young people are practicing the same. Now, why do people practice masturbation, or how do they end up into masturbation? Probably they started by pornography, watching pornography, and they ended up into, having high sexual desires, and to satisfy the desires, they ended up into masturbation. Some of them hear stories of, about sex. Some of them look at obscene pictures online, and they begin to develop sexual desires, and for that reason they end up into masturbation. So some of them are taught by friends, and that is how they end up into masturbation. Now there is a big discussion online on whether masturbation is a good thing or not. So many people are discussing about the same, and so many people are coming up with so many analogies, so many reasons why masturbation can be good. Whereas masturbation sounds so good health-wise, because somebody who practices masturbation might not have a higher risk of getting infections and sexually transmitted diseases because they are not having sex with other female partners, but it has its own consequences that we must also be able to learn and look at. Now this day I want us to learn about some of the side effects of masturbation, so that whoever is watching this can be able to know, and practicing can be able to know, that whatever they are engaging into is something that is so effective. It has so many effects. So I'd like you to share this video to any person you feel might be practicing masturbation, so that they can be able to either choose whether they want to go on with the act or they want to drop it. Now, I'm creating this purposely for you so that you can be able to learn. And as you learn, I'm so sure you're going to help so many other people out there. All right, guys. So let's dive into this. Effect number one is somebody who practices masturbation experiencing a loss of memory. So over time, while you're continuing to practice that, should I call it a behavior? A behavior, you begin to have a loss of memory. So you begin to forget the small things you were supposed to do, the to-do things you begin to forget. And with time, you'll find yourself even forgetting the bigger things that you're supposed to do. So it causes loss of memory. Something else is masturbation causes lower back pains. Now, the lower back pains is this part here. Now, how does it happen? While you're having a sexual intercourse, the semen is pumped. It is pumped by this part of the body, the lower back. So, while you're practicing masturbation, the back has to use a lot of energy for the semen to get out, because now there is no lubrication. The body is not so prepared for the same, and it has to use a lot of force to push out the semen. So for that reason, you realize that the back has to put in a lot of energy for the semen to come out. For that reason, it begins to weaken up, and you begin to experience lower back pains. So you with time, you also begin to develop problems with your joints. All the joints, the fingers, the knees, every other joint on your body begins to also weaken up. So that's a side effect you have to take note of. Now, another effect is people who practice masturbation get into something we call a shotgun. they experience, or they enter, or they get something we call a shotgun. So what is a shotgun? A shotgun is a small penis. So while you're practicing masturbation, you are applying a lot of force on your penis, and that causes it not to grow. So it experiences something we call stunted growth. It refuses to grow. Number two reason why it refuses to grow is you have applied a lot of force to it, that the veins have shrinked. So the shrinking of the veins causes it to remain small. So for that reason, people have small, penises that cannot satisfy their partners. So that is what we call shotgun. One other effect that is so much, bad, and so much, the one that I would not even want you to have or imagine about, is you experience something we call a weak penis. So your penis becomes weak. Why? Because you have applied a lot of force and pressure on the penis while you're trying to make yourself ejaculate. So for that reason, the veins become painful, they become loose, and so the penis becomes weak. So you cannot practice, you cannot satisfy your partner in a good way. So that is a very, very big effect of masturbation that I would not want you to encounter or experience if you're practicing masturbation. So with time, you'll realize that your penis cannot erect for a long time. That is a problem. So another effect is loss of hair. You cannot imagine that. So people who practice masturbation begin to lose hair on their heads. So hair, they begin to lose hair and they begin to become bald. For those people who keep hair like me, you realize nywele yako inaanza kupotea kwa kichwa. So that is an effect. Another one is you become poor in bed. Now your penis is weak, it is shotgun, it is small. How can you really perform in bed? It becomes a problem for you. So you become poor in bed. Another thing is you become or develop low self-esteem. So anytime you get an opportunity to speak before people, you cannot. Anytime you cannot even interact with people in a good way, because your self-esteem is tampered with. So masturbation has an effect on your self-esteem. Now, it also causes a mood imbalance. So you realize people who practice masturbation, they wake up so moody, they're always so moody, and when they do that, when they practice it, they become rejuvenated, they become excited. So they always have to do it to become excited. If they don't do it, they are always moody. So it causes an imbalance in mood. So these people also have a high sexual urge. They always want to be, to have sex. And because they are either not in a relationship, because they have so low self-esteem, they have no girlfriends. They cannot be in a relationship because they cannot satisfy their partners, but still they have a high sexual urge. So what do? They end up using whatever material or whatever is available to satisfy themselves. So high sexual urge is also an effect that they experience. So guys, with that, I want you to make a decision whether you still want to go on with that behavior or you want to stop it. Masturbation can be stopped. You can either seek a counselor or somebody who can help you, walk out of that challenge. And one of the major effects of masturbation is it is highly addictive, very addictive. So once you get into it, once you get addicted, coming out of it is one hell of a problem. So you don't want to get into that. So make sure that if you have not started, don't even think about it. If you have just started, please stop it before you get so much addicted. It is very, 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 very addictive. It is highly addictive that you cannot stop it easily. If you're already into it, It is very simple. Try and find a mentor, try and find a counselor, try and find somebody to pray with you and to guide you and to help you overcome that challenge. Thank you so much, guys, for that time. Keep watching, keep subscribing, and expect much, much more of this right here. Thank you so much, guys.